Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the novel that I read. I finished it yesterday actually. It's called In the Light of What We Know, a novel slash picador by Zia Haider Rehman. I bought this book from a bookshop in Islamabad, Pakistan, the Said Book Bank. I thought it was going to be really good when I bought it because the cover was nice and I liked the title and I think I heard good things about it. But when I started reading it, it was terrible. It was so long. It was 497 pages long and it took me a couple of days to read it. It was so badly written. It was so monotonous. It was so boring, and not even a single time in my life have I read such a boring, monotonous, stupid, repetitive book that this is. It was such a miserable read and it was a torture reading it. I don't know how people like it so much. I mean, it's by a Bangladeshi author and that's why I was interested in it. And because they talked about the war between Pakistan and Bangladesh and all that stuff. But it was such a badly written book, I can't believe it even got published. It was so pathetic, I'm sorry to say, but it was so pathetic and badly written. I wonder how it even got published. It was long, boring, repetitive, monotonous, so long, and there was no storyline to it whatsoever. And it went on and on and on and on about something or the other. In the beginning, I'll tell you what happens in this book. It revolves around many things. First of all, it's based in September 2008 when a man shows up at some other man's doorstep in London and he's in his late 40s, early 50s. He's carrying a backpack. It's based in Oxford University in England, and it's basically about a guy called Zafar who is from Bangladesh and he studies at the Oxford University. Okay, and there are details about the Bangladeshi war, about how Bangladesh and Pakistan used to be one country, but then in 1971 they split up and became Bangladesh and Pakistan, and about the war that happened and how there were so many casualties in the war, and about how devastating the impact it was for people and how people were treated badly and all that kind of stuff. Apart from that, it was about Henry Kissinger and his and about what he said and did, and it was apart from that, it was about 9/11. It was about the war in Afghanistan and about how the United States of America had a war in Afghanistan and Iraq after 9/11. It was about 9/11 and how about they say that it was basically a Jewish conspiracy theory, the 9/11 thing. And then what happens is that there are details about various cities. There are details about various cities. This book goes to London, from New York to London, from Kabul to Islamabad. So the guy in it, the whole novel, this stupid, repetitive, monotonous, stupid novel revolves around the guy called Zafar and about his life. He is basically a Bangladeshi man who is an investment banker who is living in in England. He's a Muslim, and there are details given about Bangladesh and Pakistan, and it talks about different stuff here and there, like about India and Pakistan, and about how Indonesia has the most Muslims in the world, followed by India. And it's about how Zafar goes to Islamabad, he goes to Kabul, The whole story, as I said before, the whole story revolves around that guy called Zafar. And I don't even know how I managed to finish such a horrible book. I don't even remember much of what happened in this lousy book. I don't know why it even got published. So what happens in the end is that he goes to Kabul, where he falls in love with a woman called Emily. Her full name is Emily Hamilton, and they decide to get married. They go to a church and meet a priest. They want to get married. And as I said before, Zafar is a Muslim and she is Roman Catholic. They decide to get married, and then he goes to Dubai. That's what happens in the book. What happens next is that, let me see what happens next. It's all about Afghanistan and Pakistan and the United Nations and about 9/11, and there's a very abrupt ending to the book, It was such a lousy read, I don't know why I even bought this book in the first place actually. And the ending was so abrupt and stupid, and I don't know what the hell I should say about this book. Basically, it revolved around Bangladesh and Pakistan and about this guy called Zafar. Now, I don't know what to make of this book though. I finished it with great difficulty though. And I don't know what to say though. Bye.